We are here today in Kazanlak because we are implementing in Europe the European Green Deal and the European Chemical Strategy for Sustainability.
Le Green Deal, la croissance verte, l'environnement est un sujet primordial. Nous devons faire parler les maires, les territoires et être entendus.
Yes, of course we have to support and grant the rights of customers to know what they're using, but not to kill the whole industry. Don't live in a Brussels bubble. Stay close to the people, talk to them, and solve the issues. This is why we are elected, not to create additional administrative burden and find problems that later on we are going to provide solutions.
You do see that the social impact is huge. We learned that yesterday how many people are dependent on their jobs within the factories. So this is something that you cannot take out of the question. I would encourage more to have politicians actually have a look at what they're regulating or what they're influencing. This is something that is always an eye opener, and it's a lot closer to what you're actually dealing with.
We're aiming to live and work in a green world. So let's not forget our roots, let's not forget nature, let's not forget people. And whenever the new legislation is made, think about our roots and what is important today and will be important tomorrow.
Europe needs to protect this type of areas, this type of culture. It's exactly in grass the same. We need to protect them because if we the world of the chemistry is a big family, and we need to nuance. It's something we need to manage differently from the classic chemistry.
The fragrance industry now is under a lot of pressure. We support and we make sure we defend all fragrance ingredients. And in this case, we have a real challenge with the naturals, but you cannot engineer these components out of the naturals. And this is why it's so important now to make sure the European Union understands that naturals could be collateral damage. Primary objective for IFRA is always safety. The safe use is absolutely paramount.
If it wouldn't be for the essential oils that we extract and use and in fragrance and flavors mainly, this probably will not be cultured or cultivated. But then there's also sustainability, of course, communities. It's integrating people, making sure that these people have a very good job indeed, because it's a regular job. It's agricultural, yes, but there's also the fragrance industry is always growing. It's one of the only industry which is growing. So I think that's very important, the continuity that it offers and the opportunities to these people.
So many people depend on this. It's a beautiful product, and the people love what they are doing here, and this is really nice to see. I would tell a policymaker, come here and also see it, because I think many people take decisions over things they have never experienced in life.
I fully subscribe to the ambitions and the goals of the Green Deal. I think it's just very important to avoid that we have some sort of collateral damage or unintended consequence of these regulations. The consequence could be severe, and every consumer will basically feel the impact. This is much bigger than just one regulation, and we're seeing now some impacts of actually the current regulation. So if we're not careful with drafting these updated versions, the impacts could be even bigger. One of the drivers of this is to protect workers who use these materials on a day-to-day basis. But when you look at like the key example today, like parathymine, it's used at 1% in a typical oil. The oil may be used at 1% in a fragrance mixture. The fragrance mixture used at 1% in a consumer product. So we're talking about 0.000001%.
We need naturals. It is essential to the signature of our scents. Be careful to over-regulate. I think there's always a temptation. We want to go further and further and further. Where is the balance? And get that balance right.
The Bulgarian rose oil is protected under the European Quality Scheme since 2014. There is a PGI, Bulgarsko розово масло, which guarantees the origin and the high qualities of the product we are very proud of.
Et la nature Et on pense que la naturalité en soi est quelque chose d'important à préserver. En tout cas, c'est pour les générations aujourd'hui et les générations qui nous prolongent de nos enfants, important de protéger cette nature. Je crois que plus que jamais, les écosystèmes, les environnements, les populations, les habitants du territoire de l'Europe sont conscients de ça. Et c'est ça qu'on veut porter finalement en toute simplicité.
We need to work together to equip our sector with the tools in order to go with this green transition and make sure that we have a clear roadmap which is suitable for our sector and takes into account fragrance characteristics.